Episode 7 of Rings of Power, called The Eye, is probably the most divisive episode yet between casual fans and uber fans of Tolkien. So let's talk about it. As always, this is not going to be a play-by-play of the episode. I'm just going to be going over some of the details that I found interesting or not interesting or whatever. So if you haven't seen the episode and you want to, you may not want to watch this yet. But for those of you who have or simply don't care, let's just get on with it. So let's talk about each of the groups that this episode focuses on. It's pretty equal between the Harfoots, the dwarves, and Elrond, and Galadriel and the Southerners. That's pretty much and the Númenóreans, I guess. Those are the three different ones. So let's start off with the Harfoots. It's still the least engaging of all of the different threads going on, but I have to say, I'm finding myself a little more engaged in it. I am a little more interested. The stranger heals this area that's been sort of damaged, I guess, by the eruption of what is going to be called Mount Doom. I assume. I don't know if it was called Mount Doom beforehand, but anyway, yeah, and he almost injures Nori and this little girl when this limb falls. And they're like, you need to go and find your own people and all that kind of stuff. All right. So the place is then healed. And the Harfoots are all like, oh, yay, it's harvest time. And they're all getting stuff together. And then these witches show up. Who the heck are these people? I don't know who they are. I don't know why they're there. I just don't understand what's going on here. And the show isn't doing us any favors. They're just showing them looking around ominously. And I'm just really confused by this introduction of a separate group of antagonists that we know nothing about. Like, we know nothing about them. But the witches show up and they burn all the Harfoot stuff. And at that point, let's see, it's Nori and Poppy and Nori's mom. And then his name is Sadok, right? The kind of the head of this Harfoot group. They're like, yeah, we're gonna go find the stranger. And it's one of those weird, like, you guys have shown that the Harfoots in general have shown that you have no problem leaving people behind. You have no problem, I guess, ostracizing people. And then now you're like, it's very uneven and a little strange. But yeah. Then we get back to the dwarves and Elrond, the whole mithril thing, right? And Elrond offers the dwarves some elvish awesomeness. I mean, I don't think it's that important. It's basically saying, hey, we're gonna offer you things for this mithril, in exchange, and you're gonna save us, and we'll help you, and blah blah blah. The king doesn't go for it. And in a big fight between the king and the prince, the king basically takes away Prince Durin's succession, sounding like. And yeah, that's okay. And then the prince keeps digging with Elrond. He's just like, screw it, I'm gonna do it anyway. And he finds this mithril vein. Now, I will just stop here for a second and say that I think that Owain Arthur as Prince Durin, Robert Aramayo as Elrond, and Sophia Nomvete, I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right, as Princess Disa, I think they're killing it. I think of every character in this show, these three are giving it their all, and I appreciate that. They're really, really, really good. But here's where we get into some, I mean, I guess if you're a Tolkien nerd like me, it may bother you. So mithril is now Miracle Grow? Like, what is going on here? I don't understand why they're changing what mithril is. I just thought it was, hey, it's lightweight and it's very strong. But now it has some sort of healing properties. I don't really understand what's going on here. And toward the end of the episode, King Durin sees the leaf that was healed, I guess, and he throws it into the hole, and he says, seal it up. And we watch the leaf fall, and there's the Balrog. Look, the Balrog is cool. The Balrog is one of the coolest looking things in Lord of the Rings, like in all of Tolkien. It is a very, very cool design. Just awesome. Here's the thing. He's not supposed to show up for like 2,000 more years. Like into the Third Age is when the Balrog, basically shows his face, so to speak. So are they? I mean, we all knew that they were playing pretty fast and loose with the timeline of the Second Age, but now you're getting into Third Age stuff, and you're really starting to confuse me as a viewer. The other thread we have here is Galadriel with the Southerners, Halbrand and the Queen, and the Númenóreans and all that stuff. It starts off with some very, very striking images. The aftermath of the eruption, and Galadriel's covered in this stuff, and she finds Theo, and they're making their way out, and it's kind of funny. I've already seen a meme that it was sponsored by Cheetos. I thought that was kind of funny. But anyway, we find out that the Queen is blinded. We find out that Isildur is trapped under this house. Is he dead? No, he's not dead. Come on. He's the one that cuts the ring off of Sauron, at the, yeah. So yeah, he's fine. We just got to find him. And it's that almost like manufactured drama that I kind of get irritated with that kind of stuff. We just don't need it. Then we get Galadriel talking to Theo about her brother, Finrod, and her husband, Celeborn. What's going on here? This is Celeborn, okay? Celeborn was in Lord of the Rings, right? Played by Martin Sokus. I think that's how you say his name, Sokus. Anyway, yeah, so I don't really understand what's going on. A lot of people are like, this is ridiculous. He's not dead. No, she didn't say that he was dead. She just said that she hasn't seen him. So I'm not really sure why they're doing this. Maybe because they can do some sort of love triangle between Celeborn and Galadriel and Halbrand. But I mean, we don't need that. We just don't need it. I'm sorry. This is just something we don't need. Again, manufactured drama. Don't like it. And then Galadriel finds the rest of the Númenor. Galadriel finds Halbrand. He is injured, and she says he needs to be taken to the elves. Elvish medicine, that's what he needs. So they are leaving, I assume, for Lindon. And I'm also assuming now for sure that Halbrand is Sauron. Because that's part of the deal. Sauron has to corrupt Celebrimbor. Right, that's kind of what happens. It's at least that's what happens in Tolkien. But I mean, we're gonna see. But I mean, I think it's pretty obvious now. I've said this before, but I've been trying to watch this kind of with two different outlooks. Right, I've got the person who just wants to see a story well told, don't care about all the lore and all that stuff. Just tell me a good story. And then there's the guy over here that's the actually guy that has been reading this stuff and really getting into it and loving it, and they're fighting. Both of those parts of my brain are fighting each other. Yeah, but they're really doing a good job. That it feels like the writing has improved. I feel like the characters are more well realized and all this stuff. And then this guy over here is going, this doesn't make any sense. Mithril is not a healing agent. Celeborn's not dead. Why are you doing this thing with Isildur? And then we get to the very end of this episode, and both are in agreement. The way that they end this episode is, I'm sorry, it's not good. It's rather dumb, with the whole the Southlands, and then it fades away, and then Mordor comes in. It's like, we get it. You didn't need to do that. A better way to have done that, at least in my opinion, is they show Adar with the orcs, and the orcs are like, or I think Adar says, we can't call it that. We're not calling it the Southlands anymore. Well, okay, what do we call it? And then they start saying 8R, 8R. And he's just kind of, the camera zooms in on him as he's kind of looking up. And I'm just kind of like, he should just whisper Mordor. Cut to black, done. No need for this, ooh, the Southlands, and then it fades away, and then Mordor comes in. Come on, man. Why are you doing this stuff? There's stuff like that. Now, I think a lot of people will probably see that and go, that's not a big deal. It's really not. It doesn't matter. But come on. Do you really think, I mean, seriously, does Amazon think we're all stupid? We all get it, I think, at this point. This is Mount Doom. They've created the lands of Mordor. We get it. We honestly don't need anyone to say it. And we don't need the fading in of text and all this stuff. Why? Why are you doing this? So, there you go. That's my review of episode 7, called The Eye of Rings of Power. It's really getting tough. It's getting tough for me to watch this without getting angry or upset or whatever on either side. This side is actually kind of going, hey, like I said, the writing is improved. The characters are more fully realized. I'm starting to get invested. And then this side is going, yeah, but this is ridiculous. This is like, why are they changing so many things? I don't understand. But I'm curious about you. Have you been watching this show? Have you been feeling the same sort of divisiveness within yourself? Are you fighting with people online? Tell me what's going on. So let's talk about it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. As always, this is not going to be like a play-by-play. This is going to be more of me like going over the